What's the motherfucking deal, Sauce Nation? Y'all already know what's going down. We got my boy Man Up in the mix, and if you are not familiar with Man Up, he is also talking a lot of good H-Town stuff, talking Rockets, talking Texans. And I know some of y'all are familiar, have been subscribing to the channel, so a special shout out to Man Up for joining me today. Anything you want to say to the people, Man Up, before we get started?
Hey man, I want to say, I appreciate everybody that give the love to H Town, not just to me, not just to you, the H Town period. And I also gotta say what's up to my boy Honcho in the Sauce Nation. What it do?
Really appreciate that. Appreciate that. So shout out. I see everybody following through. We got Robbie G, White Persuasion, Wise, King Foka, Jose. What's the motherfucking deal? Alpha X. I saw some of y'all get in the chat early, so I got y'all. I'm gonna hook y'all up with y'all sauce and all y'all flavor. Let me make sure the bank open with that. Game starts at 2:30, and if you're a real H-Town fan, you're gonna slide and watch them Cougars because the Cougars are playing. Who they play? They got South Florida Bulls. They playing right now, and then but everybody ain't with that shit. Some of y'all, you got your own college. I'm just talking shit. But so we're gonna talk about the motherfucking Rockets. They taking on the Suns, man. Yeah. I saw somebody mentioned last time we played that Anderson had that dunk. That's about it. That's about the biggest highlight Anderson had
Oh,
this
yeah.
damn season. I don't know what's been happening to man, but we're gonna get into the 3 points to ponder. We're gonna talk about a couple of things, and like I say, we just gonna get into to win it. So, like I say, getting started. If you're not familiar, the Rockets will be taking on Phoenix Suns today. The sauce ain't on. Let me make sure. Okay. They're taking on the Phoenix Suns, and the thing about Phoenix Suns, they're not that good of a team. I think they're 18 and everything else they got. I forgot what it was exactly. I don't have the sauce up for y'all. And so, like I said, they're not a great team. The Rockets actually set a record on them the first time we played, and then the
Yeah.
second time, I don't even think James Harden was there, but it was still like a 20-point win. Give me just a second. I'll make sure I got all this stuff saved up. But we're gonna talk about the 3 points to ponder as soon as the bank. Y'all check and see, but y'all should be Gucci now. Y'all should be good in the bank now. All right, but let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and get into this first point to ponder. And the first point to ponder is bouncing back. Last game against the Pelicans was the first loss that our personal big three took as a unit, with Chris Paul, Capella, and
Yeah.
Hart on the floor at the same time. And it was still a damn close game. And in the end, actually, the Pelicans took a bigger loss than we did by losing Boogie. And that's unfortunate because I like Boogie, Sometimes, but as long as we ain't playing him, I like Boogie. So he's out for the season. He was actually having a historic season, probably one of his best seasons ever. So bouncing back. So what do you think we need to do really to get that bounce back, man up? What do you think we need to do to? I mean, like I say, the Suns should be an easy victory, but I mean, what is it that you see that we need to focus on? What do you think hurt us last game?
Well, let me say this in first, Honcho. I gotta say this. There's no such thing as an easy victory. My personal opinion.
Right.
You got to work for everything. But what I think we need to do to bounce back, I really do think our key players, our role players, need to step up. It can't just all be on our big three. Our big three. It gotta, you got. I can't say there's enough. I really do believe Ryan Anderson need to step his game up.
Yeah.
For I just don't get it, man. Getting paid all this money, you ain't doing shit basically. I mean, yeah, you had that was a killer dump, but come on, man, you gotta step up. Green gotta, well, they didn't play Green that much last game. I don't know why, but I don't know if he was hurt, sick, or whatever. But they ain't playing much. But our role players need to step up. You know what I'm saying? Don't put all of it on Paul and Hart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely, I absolutely agree with that. Because if you look at the box score from last game, you had Anderson in there. He only played about 14 minutes, but shit didn't have any points. Had 3 rebounds. You had PJ Tucker didn't have any points. He played 30 something
Mm-hmm.
minutes, but
Yep.
he contributed 4 steals and 3 rebounds. Now steals are essential. If it's getting the ball back to guys who can make plays. We're not necessarily looking at PJ Tucker. One, he's not getting paid like Anderson. And then 2, we're not looking at him as a scorer. We're looking at him more for the defense and things like that. So yeah, the role players definitely got to step it up a notch. I'd also like to see Green get in the game. And I think in a situation like this, in a game like this, I expect him to get in. I think D'Antoni will give other guys a rest on games that aren't. I don't think that are as weighted as heavily. These guys aren't in the mix for the playoffs. We have the talent, with or without our superstars, to be able to beat these guys. Devin Booker's good, but He ain't that damn good. You know, he's on his way. He's coming up. He still got to get a little bit more work in. So that's the first point. You know, we're gonna slide over, and you say you ain't watched the Pro Bowl before. I'm not watching the Pro Bowl either. I don't really say none of the Texans playing, so I'm not gonna be watching that either. So I see y'all talking about that because Clowney, he just had the little knee surgery, and Hopkins say he ain't fucking with it. The sauce still ain't activated. Okay, let me see what's shaking. Man. Let me see what's shaking here. But I'll get it activated. I'll get into the second point. The second point to ponder, the 3 points to ponder going to this game, and my personal point is Ryan Anderson. Is he stuck in the matrix? The matrix when the agents came down and Mr. Anderson and they kept talking about that shit. I'm wondering, did he take the blue pill? Because apparently he's not in reality right now. I don't know what's going on. They say he's getting all this money and he's not performing, and I have no idea what it is. I thought that he was gonna get the spark back after that motherfucking after he had that dunk. I thought that okay, maybe he's finding something. Maybe he's gonna be. He's going to be back in the mix. Maybe he's going to be ready to be the Rhino that we know and love. But it still ain't been shaken. I don't know what it's going to take to get him out of it. I don't know if it's a mental thing. I don't know if he's kind of checked out. I don't know. I have no idea. Excuse me. I have no idea what it is that is making him, play in this manner. So you have an opinion on Anderson and what he could possibly do to maybe improve his situation?
I also think, man, you know what it is as well too. He probably thinking that he just needs to score to get, to produce. But there's always, I don't know if you remember, this was a long time ago. I remember the exact season, but I'm gonna go back to Steve Francis, and you probably might not remember this game. I don't know, but it was one game where Steve Francis was like 1 for 20, but the man had like 25 assists in that game. Sometimes that's what you need to do, and I'll bring that up just to say there's other things you can do. Play solid defense, get some rebounds, some steals, make the person you guard and make them work harder to get their points. It's always something else that you can do to help your team. It ain't just always scoring. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that'll boost his confidence up if he get a good steal or if he get a good assist or something. I don't know. Because like you said, I thought that dunk might get him up there too, but I guess he's still in his phone. And he stay in that phone. Guess what? He gonna be out the door. That's just how it is.
Yeah, and I hear, like I said, they trying to make some moves for him, but there's people like, and the thing that to me that sucks is because you can't really. He's not looking like an asset, so paying him all that money, he's not scoring, he's not rebounding. He had a great rebounding game the other day, though. I'm not gonna lie, he had about 13 rebounds. Not who was that against? Was that against the Warriors, or was that that was Heat? That was the Heat game. But there you go. Okay, it's the end. All right, there we go. So, and that's the thing. Maybe he doesn't, like you said, maybe, scoring doesn't need to be his primary concern. Maybe he needs to look at a different angle. Like I say, go and get more rebounds, be a rebounder, contribute that. You got height. Excuse me. He got height. He got things like that other assets that he can contribute, facilitate, distribute. But, the shooting has not been falling. Like I say, he was 0 for 3, 14 minutes. And I almost feel like this. I feel like the only reason he's still getting the significant amount of time that he's getting is because the Rockets are trying to put him on display, hoping that he goes off, hoping to get interest from another team so they can make a move, before the trade deadline. That's what I'm expecting. But shit, he's not performing well. He's not playing well. And shit, I mean, so ain't nobody going to be interested in that. Nobody wants to take that type of hit to their fucking Kemah, for a guy that's not contributing. So that's definitely.
I agree with that, man, because like I said, there's always other things you can do. I mean, there's been a couple of games, even James Harden and Chris Paul themselves, have bad games, but guess what? They realized that. They said, okay, I'm gonna try another aspect. Here's a couple of dimes. Well, James Harden, he might come up with 10, 15 assists. Even with Chris Paul, I ain't talking about last season, I'm talking about this season. Even Chris Paul, he stepped it up against the Pelicans like a couple nights ago. Had like 38 points, I think it was, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, always something else you can do to help your team. I mean, I don't know what the players and coaches are telling them, but it's always something else that you got to do to produce. And if you want to be that guy that, what I'm saying, that everybody needs or wants or whatever, you got to do more than what you're doing right now. 'Cause like we all say, you can pay what 60 million or something like that. It is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ain't no way.
He's seeing like what 20, seeing 20 this year, so like 20 mil. So that's too much for too little. I see
Yep.
what you're saying, Money Acres Home, and I kind of thought about that too. Maybe he's playing like ass, so he can't get traded. And then after the trade deadline, watch him set it off and he be on fire. You know what I'm saying? Because he know the Rockets finna do something, so he ain't trying to look. He might be smarter than we think. He know the Rockets gonna do something. He's trying not to get traded. Look, he want to be a part of the program. He trying to get that ring. He want to compete in the playoffs, man. So we'll see how that we'll see how that all plays out. But let's
Hurt the
get to
Knicks
this
was out there.
third point. The third point to ponder here. And the third point to ponder is the Booker Cooker. All right. And when I say that, I'm talking about James Harden, man. Last time the Phoenix Suns saw James Harden, he dropped damn near 50 on them. But he dropped a 48-point game. I mean, went off.
Yep.
Went off. Like I say, had the fucking record damn near for points and a half. I mean, Harden, he definitely, the Suns, they not hot until they see Harden. He heats them up, you know what I'm saying? So Devin Booker's a good kid. He's a good player, though. He's just got, like I said, he's got a ways to go. He's still a little young. He had that 70-point game, and that was all well and good, but you can't base a career off of that. And I feel like
True.
James Harden is going to have a good night. He hasn't had that Harden-esque game since he's been back from injury. He's had some good games, 28, 25 points, but he hasn't had that signature Harden game, a good 40 burger, 50 burger, with some double-digit assists, damn near triple-double, something like that. So laughing at the Booker Cooker. But, I feel like this will be a game, what I'm saying, to get back into that James Harden fashion, like I said, against a team that they're not doing really well. Tyson Chandler hasn't been playing that great over the last 5 games. He's averaging about 3 points a game. Their bench, though, the Phoenix bench has actually been doing pretty good. They got about 3 guys averaging, like 14, 15 points the last few games. We got a couple of guys we're familiar with, ex-Rockets, who's that, Isaiah Kanan and
Yep.
Troy Daniels, you know what I'm saying, coming off the bench. So that's definitely some interesting things. How do you feel about the matchup between Harden and Booker?
You know what though? I gotta say this here. I think Harden might go off again. Now I'm not saying that's a knockoff. Oh, let me finish this. I see you, Robbie. I appreciate you stopping by as well. But I gotta think how Harden might go off again, and it's not a knock on Booker. I just like you just said though. I don't think he's ready
Yeah,
to contend with the best.
yeah,
The best of the best. Because when you going against Harden, you going against some of the top point guards and shooting guards. You can't let them go off like he did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he like you said, he had that 75-point game or something like that. It was.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, but that's what you did. Now you got to stop them
Exactly.
from going off on you because you're gonna have to have those games to where you got to play defense. It ain't just all about what you scoring. See what I'm saying? So I think Harden gonna go off again. If he don't go off on points, he might go off on rebounds and assists,
Yeah.
or he might get him another triple double. But I think he's gonna have another decent game.
Okay. Okay. I definitely agree. I think that I definitely think this is one for Harden to go ahead and make his name because there's been some crazy conversation. Jose had hit me the other day telling me that there's this conversation going on that he'd overheard about people in the media trying to say that CP3 is starting to overtake Harden for the MVP consideration. How do you feel about that?
You know what? I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think that's gonna happen. But let's just say it does. Guess what? It's still H-Town. It's still the Rockets. Now, with that being said, though, James Harden, he been snubbed from the MVP. I want to say 3 years straight, maybe 3 out of the last 4 years or something like that. He deserved that MVP. Yeah, people might be saying it because he was out like maybe 2 weeks or whatever it was with his hamstring. But at the end of the day, I think it's Harden. It's Harden's year.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say Chris Paul do or do not deserve it. I'm just going to say I still say Harden do deserve it.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with that, man. My thing is this. The media is crazy. Like I say, they find reasons, they find narratives, they find things to say. And I honestly, like I say, it could be the homerism in me, but I really truly feel like it's just something about the city that they just find ways to make excuses. Like Chris Paul was hooping. When James was out, he was hooping. Now, if he'd have went undefeated while James was out, if he'd have put up, much better numbers than James has. I mean, he had some good games. Now, let's not get it twisted. He had a couple of 30-point games, put up some decent numbers, but it's not quite that hard because you'll see Harden drop 40. You'll see Harden drop 50. He'll have a couple of 30-point games. He's doing that. If he would have done something that Harden has yet to have done, then I would be like, okay, maybe we need to pay attention to Chris Paul a little bit more. But, with the chunk of games that he's missed, what was it like? 17 games or something like that. Some 15 to 17. I don't know exactly how many. But then Harden, he missed about 7. And then, they started with the narrative of Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, they're in the MVP consideration. Them motherfuckers miss games too, but nobody wants to come on, let's just be honest here. But there's like a double standard that people you know what I'm saying, that they come up with this shit. So it's crazy. I don't see Chris Paul taking that away from Harden. When Paul was down, Harden went on a streak. Harden was balling. Harden was hooping. Chris Paul, when Harden went down, Chris Paul was balling, but he didn't have the Rockets necessarily winning in the same manner. But he was doing his thing. He definitely got people involved. And he also had to deal with some other injuries while Harden was down and some other guys coming back. So the chemistry was a little bit awkward in his situation. But I still don't see it as Chris Paul has overtaken Harden. I don't really think it's close. I think he's a great second. I think he's an amazing second option. But Harden is just an outstanding first option. He's just, it's just, there's nobody in the league like he's averaging 32 a game, 32 and 9. And come on, you got to respect that. His numbers still looking on par with what he was doing last year, the continuation of same. But those other guys who they gave the MVP away to like last year, what are they doing? Not producing, not really doing that. They're finally getting together with 3 stars together. You know what I'm saying? And so, I guess it bothers me, and I don't want to get off. I've spoken on it enough, but I don't want to get too far off it because it's going to change the whole conversation. But I think that shit is crazy, and it's just that's why it's hard for me to listen to the national media. Now we're going to talk about some more things, but as we're doing that, y'all already know how it go. We got the new thing, the mark my words. So I want to know what y'all thinking. You know what I'm saying, Sauce Nation? I want to see y'all in the chat because, like I say, y'all are the freshest motherfucking ingredients. Y'all are the flavor that makes the sauce. Like I say, there's no Sauce Nation without y'all, man. So, like I say, it's not about me. It's not about my opinions. I spill my opinions, but then I want to know how y'all feel. All right? Mark my words is what I want to know. I want to know y'all got to give me a bold prediction. That's essentially what mark my words is. Mark my words is a bold prediction. Okay? And so I want to know, man up, I want to know your bold prediction, but Sauce Nation, I want to know y'all's bold prediction as to what's going to happen. And not necessarily the score, but I want to hear a stat line, or I want to hear a player that's going to go off. I want to know what y'all think. I need a that's what I want to know. What you got for me? I see a mark my words, Harden going to drop 60. Okay.
Yeah, I see Harden 50 points right there by white persuasion. Yeah, okay. My bold prediction, you might hate me for this one, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it. I think Ryan Anderson's going to step back up. I think he's going to drop out 40. Okay. That's a bold prediction that I'm going to put out there. And the reason why I'm going to say that, let me explain why I'm going to say that. The reason why I'm saying that, because I know he hear the talk. I know he hear that he's possibly getting traded, that his stock is going down, going way down. I know he hear all that. So, to continue to be successful in this league, I think he's going to, raise his stock. Now, will that help the Rockets? Probably in his win, yeah. He's going to raise his stock because he got to. Now, I'm going to get even bolder with you, Honcho. I'm going to get even bolder. I'm going to say he's going to drop 40, and I'm going to say he's going to drop 10 assists.
He going to go off. Oh, man. Okay, so he tired of the trash. He going to prove to people that he is. he coming out the matrix. Look, he unplug it, and he's going to really get it in. Okay, I see that Jason Boyd. CP3 and Harden for 75. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all a bold. I'm gonna give y'all my bold prediction. I usually hear y'all's, and I don't necessarily always drop them. Let me think. Mark my words. Mark my words. Harden gets a triple double, and CP3. Harden gets a triple double. CP3 is leading score with a double double. But I think CP3 drops 30 plus. I think Harden drops 20 something and some change, but with a triple double. And so that's gonna be my assumption. I see a Mark my words. Harden dropping 60. Okay. Make sure I catch up with all of them. I'm gonna write them down because, like I say, if one of these things happen,
Capella 26 points.
Somebody say Capella with 26. Okay, Slasher say Capella with 26. So, like I say, man, yeah, let me know what y'all thinking on that. Capella, that's such an interesting situation. You know, y'all know you've heard some of the things, some of the trade rumors, you know, about the Rockets were inquiring about DeAndre Jordan because he has interest in coming to Houston. How would you feel about that situation?
You know, I got mixed emotions on it because DeAndre Jordan is a hometown dude, but I don't think it's a good idea. And let me explain to you why. Okay. Yeah, DeAndre Jordan is he's a great baller. He really is. There's no knock on him whatsoever. But in sports, you gotta stay with the young dude. Clint Capella, like what, 22, 23, something like that? Mm-hmm. You gotta stick with the young dude. He's an up and coming star. Yeah. Now DeAndre Jordan, he's somewhere pushing 30, if not more than 30. I forget exactly how old he is, but let me give an example. Let's go back to the Shaq and Kobe thing with the Lakers. What did they do? They got rid of Shaq because he was older. They kept Kobe because he was younger. So that's why I say Clint Capella, I think that's a bad idea. We already balling with this dude. He knows his role. He knows how to play it. He knows how to, mix with all the players on the field, on the court, excuse me, not just Harden and Chris Paul. He know how to mix with a Monte Butte. I haven't said his dude name. I can't. He know how to mix with Green. He know how to mix with them all. So I'm just saying, do not get rid of this guy. He's part of our big three. Do not mess this up. That's all I'm saying. Because you're gonna go somewhere else. He's gonna ball like crazy, and you're gonna regret it. I'm telling you. If you trade him, that's another mark my word. He's going to make us regret it if we trade him. Do not do it.
Okay. I see Matt Hamlin. The Anderson gets a pental double. that's some new shit. But man, yeah, I definitely agree. I think two things. Mark Words, Harden, and CPD both get triple doubles. Okay, I got most of y'all. Make sure I ain't missing too many of y'all. I think two things will happen. First, the Rockets are sold. They're definitely sold on Capella because they said as soon as the Clippers mentioned, adding Capella in the trade mix, they said they stopped talking. We ain't even gonna talk. I ain't gonna say it no more. Put some respect on our name. So they said they wasn't fucking with it. They wasn't trying to hear no Capella for Jordan because I think the Clippers last year tried to offer a Capella for Jordan straight up. So what it is, they're overvaluing him. And like you said, he's an older guy. I think he's 29. And so still 29, that's 30. But Capella has so much more upside, and being under the wing of Akeem, he's only going to improve. When you get older guys like that, they are who they are. Of course, they can do. They'll learn some little nuances and improve their game a little bit. Jordan, to me, relies more so on his athleticism. Capella, as he develops, will be more of a finesse guy. He's not overly aggressive. He don't have the body to bang with some of the more notable bigs in the league, but he thrives in this system. And so I think he's smart, and he knows that if he goes elsewhere, he'll play well, but he won't thrive the way he's thriving with the Rockets. And, with him being from Switzerland, he want to get that check from the Rockets and fill up that Swiss bank account. They already said that earlier, that was the beginning of the season. Morey already said basically that Capella can't price himself out of Houston. So with him being a restricted free agent, they're going to basically match anything anybody's willing to offer. And I think he'll be here long term. The DeAndre Jordan situation, though, I don't know how it'll work out, but I feel like somehow, some way, probably in the long run, it may be a long term thing, but he'll end up in a Rockets uni because I think people see what's going on here. And it makes me think about what happened with the Clippers, because you got these guys, you got all these guys who are talking about, CP3 was this and this and that. But then you see all these guys who are more than happy to follow CP3 wherever he went. DeAndre Jordan wants to follow him. Bob Muthaf was a Clipper. If CP3 was that much of a dickhead and all that other shit, you think he would have wanted to come here and, follow behind him? He'd have been like, fuck no, I don't want to fucking play with no CP3. He was more than happy to come here. So
yeah, it was just Griffin. Because you could tell in the last game we played the Clippers. You could tell. Everybody else, hey, Chris, what's up, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. They even, the announcer, Richard Miller, and I cannot think of the other guy name, even said it. No no meet and greet for Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. They even said it. I mean, you could tell that there's some animosity or whatever you want to call it that's there.
Yeah. You
can tell. So Chris Paul is not really a bad person to play with. You can even tell right here with the Rockets. Yeah. If he's such a bad person, well, the Rockets wouldn't have no chemistry with him. So my point in saying all that, I got this famous saying that my mom taught me growing up. It's you.
Yeah.
It's not them. It's you. So I think it was Blake Griffin. It wasn't really Chris Paul.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Because what I see is Chris Paul is a leader. What I see from him on the court is he's a real definition of a floor general, something the Rockets haven't had in quite some time. If ever to be one, to be honest, to be like CP3, if ever to have a player like CP3. James Harden is doing his damn thing, but James is just a little bit more, carefree. When Chris Paul is on the floor, you see he already has it in his mind what he's gonna do, where he wants people to end up, what he sees things as they're happening. James he takes what they give him and he finesses it. He's gonna make it happen. CP3 orchestrates things on the court. And it's good to have that mix, because then you don't know how to defend, because you don't know who's coming up, who's bringing the ball up the floor, and then you have to adjust your style for either one of them, and it's hard to do that with both of those guys on the floor. So let me see. I saw somebody said something. Oh, Blake Griffin is a bitch. Oh yeah, man. Here's the thing though, but you could tell that though. Here's that's why PJ Tucker punched him in the face a while back. But Blake Griffin, you see him getting into it with Blake Griffin is the big soft motherfucker, dog. You could tell he ain't never been through no shit, and he's been nurtured and catered to his whole fucking life because he could play some ball. And he wants to be the star. That's all it is. He wants to be the star. He wants to be the man. Jumping over Kias and shit, whatever the fuck. And he just wants to shine. And then with the coach's son, my daddy said, I wouldn't be able to trust. I wouldn't be able to play on a team with a coach's son, because players, they gonna speak, and if coach say something off the wall that they don't like, you can't even really truly be honest, because you got the motherfucking coach's son, and he gonna run back and tell his daddy everything. So it's gonna be an interesting situation. But I can't wait, because we play him again. I forgot when we play him again, but like I say, with a healthy Rockets team, we're gonna smoke them. Yep. Like I said, I can't wait. I just hated all the narratives that came out of that fucking shit. Oh, you on a streak over there, Jose? I see everybody talking about how Jose winning all the sauce over here. Hey, look, he might have just overtook the lead. I forgot who had the most flavor. Shit, I forgot who had the most sauce, but he killing it right now.
Hey, I saw a Honcho that somebody asked, will LeBron come to Houston? What do you think?
Oh man, here's my scenario for LeBron coming to Houston. And this is what happens. This is what has to happen, because, like I say, the more I've actually been paying attention to, since more people have been talking with it. First, in the beginning of the year, people have said it. Once CP3 got traded over here, a couple people, hey, CP3 and LeBron, they like best buddies. What do you think about that? I said, oh, that's cool. That's interesting. But then, all the people in the media, hey, there's no way he'll never go to Houston. And now all these stories, well, it's most likely he's going to end up in L.A. or Houston. He's going to leave Cleveland. But here's what I'm going to get to the point, though. It depends on how the playoffs play out. I feel like when the Rockets beat the Golden State Warriors, mark my words, when they beat the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals, then we'll have to see if LeBron comes out of the East with the Cavs and he has to play the Rockets and he loses to the Rockets, which will happen. If that's the case, he won't come to Houston, because then the narrative will be the same shit as the Kevin Durant shit. And, we can't beat him, join him, But I think if any other outcome happens to where he doesn't face the Rockets in the postseason, then I could definitely see it happen. Now, do I want it to happen? I'm a little torn on that because, like I say, with the persona, the personality he has, and everything that comes with LeBron James. Yes, the talent on the floor is amazing. He'll make the Rockets an instant contender. We're gonna win a couple of championships. If you got LeBron, if you got LeBron, Capella, Chris Paul, and James Harden on the floor, it's over. Might as well call it a wrap. It's a wrap. But like I say, you got that personality. You got all the media hype that we talk about. How we don't get any media recognition. We will start to get that media recognition, and it might be unwarranted. We might not want, because then they're going to look for every crook and cranny and nuance that they can to try to, find a rift, find a crack. Oh, James Harden wasn't smiling on the court today. He must hate LeBron, or they'll find more narratives to make up, and I think that could be detrimental. That's something that we're not used to. So as much as we talk about how much I hate the national media, it could be a problem if they really do start paying attention. LeBron comes here, and I think he's aware of that too. So I'm 50-50 on him coming, but I do think it's a good possibility. How would you feel, or how do you feel about that?
I'm gonna put it like this. I think it was Stephen A. Smith that said it. I'm not 100% sure. I don't exactly remember, but someone said that he only wants to play with super teams. Mm-hmm. And if you go back and you look at it, I think he's right. Because when he first left Cleveland, went to Miami, they had more than a super team. They had superstars playing backup roles just to win titles, like Gary Payton, Ray Allen, and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then he goes back to Cleveland. They got a super team there. So I think, my personal opinion, I don't want him. Yeah. And now I'm not saying that he's not a good player. He's real good, but I don't want him because I don't want nothing like that. I want to be like the Rockets of old, to where we was a scrappy team. We earned what we got. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have superstars on our team, or we unstoppable. No, we earned. We work hard to get what we got. Go back to Vernon Maxwell, Sam Cassell, Robert Ory. We had on our team at that time was Elijah Warren.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the team that I like. That's just me personally. I know somebody might not agree with me, but that's just what I like. You know what I'm saying? I like to earn everything I get. I don't want to be to where, I got, Carmelo, I got LeBron, I got Harden, I got CP3, I got Paul George, all that. No, forget that. I want to be able to sit here and say, look, I work hard for this. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, I could sit here, I could take a day off and not do nothing. Look, I won 5 titles and I ain't do shit. No, that ain't the type of person I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, like I said, it's not a knock on LeBron, but if you look at it, I believe that was Stephen A. Smith, but I think he's right. You know what I'm saying? Because you just look at it. He was so upset when Kyrie Irving left. So now look at the Cavaliers. They're not having the awesome season that they was having. Mm-hmm. If you do decide he wants to leave, then that reporter was right. Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah. My thing with this is and I feel you, and I'm torn. The only reason why I'm torn, because like I said, I like that old school ball too. I'm all about that. I feel like you hard work, you work hard, you earn it. You're gonna get what you put in. But it's this new league, it's this new day and age, and people want to say it's because of LeBron. I don't think LeBron really started the super team trend. Honestly, you got people who say the Rockets started it back with the Barkley and Drexler and all that stuff, but I don't know if that was necessarily the same thing. But I feel the real super team situation started, and why LeBron is the way he is because of the way his career started off. And I think that molded his thinking, because he had to play the Celtics every fucking year in the East as a Cavalier. And when he was that first stint with the Cavaliers, them motherfuckers, what's his name? I forgot. I can't even think of his fucking name. But they absolutely refused to go out and get any talent for him. He had no, that's when it was like Ricky Davis but they were basically just putting on a dunk contest. He had a couple of high flyers, but they weren't great players. And so that first little stint with the Cavaliers, man, I don't necessarily blame him, because he put in a lot of work to get them where they were, and he had to go up against them Celtics and ball out by himself against fucking Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Rondo, and I think in his mind, he said, this is the way of the league now, and especially, and think about going against like Golden State. same situation where you got a shit ton of, especially with Durant snake ass hopping on over there. And so I don't blame him because he's damn good, but he's not that damn good to defeat a fucking Golden State by himself. We saw how that happened without Kyrie. But at the same
I see what you're saying.
But at the same
I
time,
see what you're saying.
it's the way of the league now. I don't like it personally, like you say. I don't care for it. But it's the way of the league. And these guys now, and I think it comes from a lot of that AAU ball and all this other stuff. They want to play with their buddies, and basketball players have so much leverage because if you're talented, I mean, you basically can control the damn team and what they do. As opposed to football players, you got so many motherfuckers so many moving pieces that if one person want to act up, he'll ship their ass up out of here. We don't give a fuck about them. But in basketball, every piece is so important. It's like you almost have to do that nowadays. And like I say, I hate it. I don't care for it at all. But as long as Golden State is Golden State, it's gonna be like that. Celtics next year when Hayward actually gets healthy, they're gonna be a threat. And so,
Yeah.
like I say, I'm more so. I guess I'm just kind of split down the middle. If it happens, I'll live with it, and if we get a ring out of it, then I'll be happy with it. But if it doesn't happen and we still compete like we are competing, I think we're good. Like I say, I feel like we have a team right now that can make a run, that can really do something. Like I say, I really feel like we can compete with the Warriors because the thing you got to think about is, especially in the playoffs, you're going to play shortened rotations. That's what D'Antoni does already anyway, and so. We've already seen what a healthy Rockets team can do against the Warriors. So we're not worried about how deep their bench is because we have a solid bench now that can compete with what they're putting on the floor. I really feel like we can run a 7-game series with the Warriors and we could come out on top. If we can jump out, like I said, we could jump out and start off with win that first one and we've proven that we can win in the Oracle. I think that we have a chance. So with LeBron or not, I'm still fucking with my motherfucking Rockets, babe.
No, don't get me wrong. We won a title with or without him. No, I'd be happy. Don't get me wrong, because I'm a Rockets fan through and through. But it's just that adding a piece to your pie that you really don't need. Because somebody put in the comments, I saw there that it's kind of like what the Warriors did with Durant. They won without him, and that's a good point. So it's not saying that that LeBron just gonna bring us a title. No, I'm not saying that at all. Only thing that I'm saying is I don't want somebody on my team that's just think that, well, I can't do it on my own. I need all these superstars around me to win. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. No, that ain't what I want. And I see your point there, Honcho. I see what you're saying. And I'm kind of the same way. If it happens, it happens. I have no control over it. I am a Rockets fan no matter what. If I get a ring, hey, great, wonderful. I love it too. But I'm just saying this here. I just don't like, what it consists of. Why it might happen. Only, to play with Harden and Paul, some mega stars, not superstars, mega stars in the league. And you see that we are balling, we beating the best teams there is. Oh, I want to come join that team. Kind of like what Barkley did when he left Phoenix. Kind of like what Pippen did when he left the Bulls when he came to Houston. So, and we had a super team there too. But I'm just saying, I just like to go back to, I don't know, I guess it's just the way that I'm looking at it. It's like, it'd be great, might be fun to watch. But then also, too, I just like the fact that I worked hard, I earned it. You know what I'm saying? That old scrappy player. My favorite player all the time was Brandon Maxwell. You know what I'm saying? Look how he played. You know what I'm saying? So look how that man balled out. Even he made Jordan work hard for everything he got. You know what I'm saying? So come on, that's what I like.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, shit, we didn't see that. We a little bit behind. We're not behind, but the game that got jumped off. I have not kicked off a raffle for y'all, so that's y'all fault for not reminding me. I'm blaming y'all. I'm putting I'm victim blaming. What they call that shit. I'm victim blaming out here because Jose came and literally stole all the sauce. I don't even think it's no more sauce in the bank. Jose winning all that shit. I ain't never seen such a thing. Look, you better play the lottery, Jose. What you working with over there?
Oh man.
Look, so since Jose took a commanding lead in the sauce raffle. I mean, in the sauce situation, as far as like I say, if those of you who don't know, excuse me, whoever has the most sauce at the end of the week, they become the moderator, the honorary moderator for the next week. And And I think today it'll switch over to Braylon. G2X has been the moderator this week because he won the week before. But right now, looking like Jose finna take it and run with it. I'm gonna give y'all a chance. I'm gonna make this a nice route for 10,000 sauce. Let's go, man. You brought up an old school name, man. This gonna be the one, man. And so we gonna make this real easy for y'all. Let me go ahead and slide that in there. Make sure y'all gonna have get y'all 5 minutes. We got a couple other things we can touch on, and then go check out the game here. All right, get that sauce active so the raffle will get tooted and booted. I'm telling you right now, man. You better go buy you some lottery tickets, dog. Okay, the 17 and 32. That's a horrible record. That's what the Suns' record is. 17 and 32. The Rocks are 34 and 13. So like I say, right now in these last few minutes, like I say, we can do more of the question and answer situation, like a little Q&A session, and then make sure, because we didn't do it to start off the stream, end of the stream roll call, make sure you shout out where you're from. If you're not from the city, if you're not from Houston, man, shout out your city, your state, whatever you represent. If you are from Houston, make sure you shout out your side so I can show you some love. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all love. That's what the flavor is all about, man. You know, ain't no hating. Everybody got their own opinion. Everybody got their own sauce. So, like I say, that's what it's about. It's about hearing how y'all rock with it. Appreciate you, Tyreek, for joining the flavor. So we got some fresh sauce in there. So just join the stream.
All right,
that's what's shaking. Oh, that's not what I'm trying to put up there. What am I looking for here? Is it that one? No, I'm missing all kind of shit. Okay, that should be open. All right, there we go. So like I say, if y'all got any little questions or the question and answer y'all want to talk about, if any other things. So how do you feel? I've seen some people talking about George, and George probably leaving OKC, because I really feel like he's going to leave OKC. I don't care what they do. They'll have to go to the finals for him to stay. Honestly, like I said.
I took out just like a rocket. I'm gone. Hakeem.
I think.
I got the little thing. What I did to the alert box when that bitch so small? It's supposed to pop up and show some love. All right. But like I say, how do you feel? With the Paul George situation, and if there was an opportunity to go after him, and like I said, I know you just said about the you don't want to build the super teams like that. But if you had a choice out of LeBron or Paul George, who would you rather be coming to the Rockets?
I have my choice without hesitation to be Paul George. Okay. And the reason why I say that, because I think he's more humble. Okay. Because he haven't won one, he's trying to win one. And I think that he's going to work his ass off to get one. Okay. My personal opinion. I know everybody going to say, oh, you crazy. I take LeBron. To me, it's just a name thing. So I think, like I said, I'm just that old school scrappy kind of guy. But I think Paul George, he's going to work hard. He's going to help us earn one. And to be honest with you, I think Paul George and Carmelo Anthony are going to leave OKC. Yeah. Where they going to go, don't know. But I think they both going to leave. Okay. They don't want to be there as well.
I see Screw say you say George might even stay there. His report saying he might stay. I don't know. Like I said, because he wouldn't make a commitment to him, because I guess they were trying to find out, prior to the trade deadline. Is Boogie done in New Orleans? I don't know, man. That's an interesting one because New Orleans has a good situation going on over there. But we'll talk about that. Just a second. But I agree with you. Like with George brings less of a package. There's a lot of less extra shit, less baggage. You know what I mean? He's just going to come. He's going to play. People like, oh, Paul George is over there. He's good. He's great. But with LeBron, like I said, you have a mass media following that's going to follow him wherever he goes. And they're going to look for if and any little reason to see a rift or to talk about some shit to, speak on LeBron. That's what they're going to do. You see OKC exit the first round. Kawhi is an interesting situation, too. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Kawhi, rumors are that Kawhi is unhappy in San Antonio. This is the first. Nobody's ever been unhappy in San Antonio. How do you feel like that situation is going to end up playing out?
Wow, let me say that again. Wow, Kawhi, you're right. I ain't never heard nobody being unhappy in San Antonio. I mean, wow. I don't even know what to say on that. But anyway, if you do leave, that'll be another great pickup if the Rockets try to get him. Keep him in Texas, keep his home in Texas at least. So that's like, 2 hours away, something like that. So, yeah, I would say, if the Rockets want to show some interest, trade Ryan Anderson for him if they want to do that.
Yeah, try to maybe get an asset for him if they will. I like to say, Popovich will find a way. Look, Popovich will find a way to make Anderson relevant, babe. Look, But I think that's with LA there. I don't know. They'd have to work something out. You say, okay, I see somebody say that I think the Kawhi stuff is fake. San Antonio boy, yeah, I mean you can only go to the Riverwalk so many times, man. You know, before you get tired of that shit. There ain't too much else shaking to that motherfucker, man. But you think PG would like it here though because we're winning and we got the cap for him. That's what I'm saying. Like people, I know a lot of people talking about he's gonna go to LA. I see a lot of people saying Braun gonna go to LA, but I think, like I say, it's with those big media markets, and it's that type of situation. Everybody likes to say the big show. Oh, they're gonna go to New York or they're gonna go to LA. Man, and Jose won the raffle. Jose did killed the sauce today, man. Jose did took over all the motherfucking sauce. He just stole all the sauce off the flip coin. He done won the raffle, man. Look, y'all can't fuck with Jose today, man. But you say San Antonio is like a good ass movie on a VHS.
Well, hey, they do play old school ball, man. They do play old school ball, but you can't knock them. They win, so you can't knock.
But that's what I say. Yeah, I like San Antonio because they follow the process. They trust the process. They stick with the guys that they get for the most part. Other than like LA, he came and slid through there, but they stick with the guys they get for the most part. They believe in building up through the draft, and they play good ball. And shit, you let Anderson get with Pop will find a way to get it out of Anderson. He'll find a way to get them rebounds or them motherfucking them shots, whatever he can get out of them. So it would be interesting to see what that happens. I don't know if they'd be as willing to come off Kawhi as we'd be willing to accept him, but we'll see how that shit shakes, man. But like I say, we didn't hit the plus 45 minute mark, so in a second we're gonna get up out of here. But is there anything you'd like to shout out, say, man up before we slide out?
All right, man. First of all, I just want to say once again, congrats to Robbie G. He won my giveaway, my first part of my giveaway as well. Also want to give you a good shout out. Thanks for having me on once again. I appreciate that. And also too, man, shout out to everybody in the chat room and in the stream, man. Appreciate y'all with the love.
Already now, if you have not, because y'all, I know y'all don't like to read. I know some of y'all be struggling with the big words and stuff. Look at that description box below. The words ain't too big. I try to write, at a 3rd to 5th grade level so it's easily consumable for y'all. Nah, I'm fucking with y'all. But, man, hit that description box below, man, because like I say, it's links to all the Texans Tubers. Like I say, man up in the mix, he talking Texans, talking good Rocket stuff. So make sure you go down there, you subscribe to Man Up channel, and then, like I say, take a look at some of the other channels down there and make sure you show them some love, man. A lot of good sauce, a lot of good flavor, a lot of people talking a lot of good opinions, man. Like I say, it's not, I keep telling y'all, I don't want people to think that it's not about me, man. I got love for everybody, man. So like I say, there's a couple of new channels I got to check out and probably be adding to the list too. But with that being said, man, y'all make sure y'all slide by that staysaucy.com. Because it'll be pretty soon. I'm gonna be changing it up, so I'm gonna be switching everything back to the Sauce Sports. So I'm working on getting the Sauce Sports website back up. But y'all slide to Stay Saucy while you still can. Go check out some of that fresh flavor. Go get you one of them Stay Saucy shirts. The long sleeve, short sleeve. We have the mug, stickers, and a variety of merch that you can rock with the sauciness. But when I get everything back kicking on the website, we'll have socks and some other hats and some other things like that. I want to spread the sauce into a variety of things. Some of y'all heads too big and might not fit the hat, so that's on y'all. But get you one anyway to look good on your dresser. But man, Sauce Nation, I fuck with y'all. I appreciate the love. Man up, I appreciate you following through with me again. We're going to have to do it again real soon, man. Showing the love, and like I say, definitely talking on the Rockets action. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all for taking the time to fuck with the flavor. But I'm going to slide up out of here, man. Go catch the rest of this game. I think we'll have some round table action tonight. I got to talk with everybody, but I'm thinking probably about 7 o'clock-ish or so. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what's shaking with that. But with that being said, man, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Deuce up. H-Town. Y'all stay saucy. I'm out. We out.